And good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Mid-American Collegiate Hockey Association playoffs here on SportsTownChicago.com. We have a full weekend of broadcast ahead of you, but today we have 4 games that we're going to be broadcasting, starting off with the Iowa State Cyclones, the top seed, against the Missouri State Bears, the 8th seed in the bracket for the Silver Division. Hello again, I'm Eric Willowhite, and we're looking forward to some exciting hockey today. The playoffs have started, and that's always the best time of year for any sport, and no different for collegiate hockey as well. Top-seeded Iowa State's coming in, and in their lone meetings with Missouri State, they are 2-0, but those meetings took place way back at the end of September 25th and 26th, where the Cyclones won 9-2 and 5-2 respectively against the Missouri State Bears. So obviously the Bears are looking to put forth together a better effort today, and we'll see how that shapes out. So we have a full slate of college hockey for you. We have 4 games we're going to be broadcasting today, starting with the Iowa State Cyclones versus the Missouri State Bears. At 1:45, our broadcast will bring us the Marquette University versus Loyola of Chicago. The next game will come on at 4:30. These are tentative times, obviously, based on the outcomes of the first games. Aurora University versus Bradley. And then our late game on today's broadcast will be the Nebraska Cornhuskers taking on Robert Morris of Peoria, one of the host schools here for the Silver Division playoffs. So there you can take a look at the bracket for today. And again, the top game that we're going to be broadcasting here in a few moments is the Iowa State Cyclones taking on the Missouri State Bears. And in a moment, we're going to have our starters announced for the game and our national anthem. So that'll be taking place there shortly. All right, going through and getting our starters listed for Missouri State. We'll have our starters for Iowa State, and then we'll move into our national anthem, and then we'll have the puck drop here shortly. Again, Iowa State with a 2-0 record against Missouri State, and those 2 games were back at the end of September, so a lot of hockey's been played since that time. Robbie Cordes will be the goalie in net for Iowa State. And we have our national anthem. And we'll be having the puck drop here shortly. In net, again for the Iowa State Cyclones, will be Robbie Cordes. And on the other side for the Missouri State Bears, the netminder will be Keith Parker. So those are your starting goalies for today's matchup. On forward for the Iowa State Cyclones, Brian Bunton, Matthew Zavoni, and at center will be Richard Ronan. We're getting ready for the puck drop here in our first game for the Matcha playoffs, and we are underway here in the Owens Center in Peoria. Puck swing over to Zavoni, tipped ahead, Coming in for Iowa State. Quick action here. Puck in the corner, dug out by Schmidt. Zach Schmidt dumps it along the right wing, left wing boards, bringing it up for the Missouri State Tigers, and dumping it in is Ranieri in the far corner. Puck picked up, taken away by Michael Hume. Michael Hume has it. Iowa State picks up the puck, not able to get it out. Turnover going from behind the net, behind the Cyclones net, and carrying the puck now is Jeremy Scherzik. Scherzik passing it over, getting it over the line. Shot on net, save. Quick shot and save there. Logan Atkins with the shot for the Cyclones. And Keith Parker with the early save here. And he holds on for a whistle. We're going to have a face-off to the left of Keith Parker in the Missouri State Bears zone. Face-off won by the Cyclones. Puck dumped behind the net. Chasing after it is Nick Heisler. Stolen away now. Carrying the puck in is Alex Gross. Alex Gross ringing in behind the net. Tried a centering pass, unable to connect there with Dante Badich. Still behind the net, carrying the puck, Alex Gross. To the left point, Brothrin. Shot blocked there by Keller. And Missouri State dumps it into the zone. Quick save there by Robbie Cordes. And the Cyclones regroup, carrying the puck all the way down to the Missouri State zone. It looks like we're going to have an icing call here with 18:28 to play in the first period. So most of the early action has been in the Missouri State zone, but no real threats or quality scoring chances at this point. Faceoff's going to be to the right of Robbie Cordes. Faceoff won by the Bears. Shot on net, stick to side by Cordes. Rebound shot by Corte. That was blocked and into the net. We're going to have another faceoff. This time it's going to be to the right of Cordes. Taking the draw for the Bears is going to be Troy Corte. And for the Cyclones, Will Schmackmuth. Behind the net, picked up by Schmackmuth. Carrying it along the left wing boards. Center ice, we got a breakaway feed, and it was knocked down. We don't have a call up here, so play continues. Into the left wing corner behind the Bears net, bringing it out. Zach Schmidt tries to feed it to Leslie. Leslie at the neutral zone. Stick knocked down with a high stick. Puck knocked down with a high stick, and we'll have a whistle here with 17:47 to go in the first period. No score in the early going. Iowa State versus the Missouri State Bears. Face off now in the Iowa State zone to the left of Robbie Cordes. Draw won by the Cyclones. Behind the Cyclones net, circling it around, was Ryan Halapa. Puck not kept in and over at center ice, skating after it and knocking it back into his own zone. Schmaltz for the Bears. Feeds it, puck stolen away, comes in a quick shot, save. So our first quality scoring chance, Robert Donovan picked up a loose puck, skated in on Keith Parker, was able to make the quick save. Here we'll get a look at this. So the puck in the corner, Bears try and clear, and Donovan picked up the loose change, put a shot on net, and it was saved. Now we go back to live play. Bears carrying the puck out of their zone. Leslie carries the puck center ice, and a big check handed out there by John Filfus, laying some heavyweight check out there at center ice. Iowa State moving in, carrying the puck forward. John Filfus, he had the big check just recently. Behind the Bears net, gets knocked down off the puck. Picked up by Iowa State. Quick shot on net and saved. No rebound attempt. That was Richard Ronan with the shot, and Keith Parker was able to cover that up. No rebound. There you see Filfus behind the net, and we're going to see the feed to Ronan. Ronan with the quick shot, saved by Parker, and he holds on. Face off to the left of Parker, and the Missouri State Bears win the draw. Behind the net, Little play out in front. Puck gets loose, and we have a whistle now as Parker was able to freeze the puck. We'll have a draw to his left with 16:55 to go here in the first period. So again, the early play seems to be tilted towards the Iowa State Cyclones as far as the offensive play. Only couple quality scoring opportunities so far, but Parker was able to stand tall and not give up any rebounds. Puck along the near boards inside the Bears zone, knocked off the glass. Puck fed up into the Iowa State zone, where Keller will pick up the puck behind the goal line. Over to the left point. Puck kept in temporarily, now knocked out. We might have a shorthand, a breakaway attempt there. Big shot and save. That was Brian Bunton on the short partial breakaway attempt, and a big save by Parker, and the Bears are able to gain possession now. Puck stolen away. Dumped back into the Missouri State zone where the puck is carried on by Drew Sturm. Sturm and Jacob Keller battling for the puck behind the zone. Iowa State comes up with it. Feeding to the slot area. Schmaltz over to the right point, shot on net, didn't get through, and the Missouri State Bears carry forward. Sturm dumping it into Leslie, into the Iowa State zone behind the net. He is met with some force there, and the puck circled around and taken away by Alex Gross. Trying to feed Wien. Wien behind the Missouri State Bears net. Looking for a centering opportunity, unable to make the possession there was Eric Baldwin. Now in the left point, shot on net, blocked. Coming out is Leslie. Leslie feeding it over to Corte. Corte inside the Cyclone zone, dumps it off to Leslie. Near circle, shot saved, stick to side by Cordes. Puck behind Cordes in the Iowa State zone, where it's going to be carried by Brian Halapa. Halapa centers it forward, carrying it over now. And a big check, Johnny Domina, the top scorer for the Iowa State Cyclones. He was roughed up by the net there. Shot save, rebound attempt, kicked away, and the Missouri State Bears are coming out with it. It looks like we might have a penalty call here against the Missouri State Bears with 14:37 to go. Well, the net got knocked off its moorings. All right, so I'm not seeing anyone going into the box. So it looks like we just had a stoppage of play for the net off the moorings. Face-off is going to be to the left of Parker. Missouri State wins the draw, dumps it all the way down into the Iowa State zone where it'll be an icing call. And the play will go back into the Missouri State zone for another face-off. So again, early going favoring the Iowa State Cyclones. About 2 or 3 good scoring opportunities, but nothing to show for it as well. Parker's looked fairly strong in net, especially with rebound control. Coming out of the zone and feeding it to Ranieri. Ranieri into the Iowa State zone for the Bears. Dumping it back into the Iowa State zone is Schmaltz, where the puck can be picked up by Johnny Zurich. And he dumps it off. Zurich trying to make a stretch pass over to Baldwin, unable to connect, and Missouri State picks it up. Puck dumped back into the Missouri State zone. Along the near boards, Leslie at the Bears blue line dumps it into center ice. And the puck knocked back down into the Missouri State zone. Chasing after it is Jonathan Schwartz. We have a scramble on the board. Schwartz comes out with it. Schwartz on the far boards, trying to dump it into the Iowa State zone, unable to, where the puck is picked up, knocked back into the Missouri State zone. Carrying it forward, though, is Andrew Coote. Coote tries to dump it into the Iowa State zone. Puck is knocked to center ice. Iowa State recovers into their own zone. Behind the net is Nick Drought. Drought loses the puck. Corday to the left point, shot blocked, did not get through, and the puck is knocked over to Bunton for Iowa State. Unable to connect at the blue line was Bunton. Now Baumgarten dumps the puck into the Iowa State zone where it is dumped back out. Baumgarten dumps it back into the Iowa State zone where Cordes circles behind the net, picks up the loose change, gets the puck over. Carrying the puck forward now for the Cyclones is Britt Brathen. Loses the puck, knocked back into the Iowa State zone where a puck was sticked aside by Cordes. Over puck in center ice, carried into the Iowa State zone. Dumped out to Bunton. Bunton to Atkins for the Cyclones. Stolen away by the Bears. Shot saved. And covering up for the rebound is Robbie Cordes. So the first good scoring attempt for the Missouri State Bears. And Cordes was able to come up with the save and give up no rebound here with 12:04 to go in the first period. Iowa State Cyclones versus the Missouri State Bears. Face-off is going to be to the left of Cordes. Cyclones win the draw. Battle along the boards, dump behind the net. Chasing after it is Clayton Janicki. Janicki along the boards. Unable to clear. And we have our first penalty of the game now. Looks like we'll have cross-checking will be the call against Missouri State. Actually, no, that's going to be against Iowa State. My bad. So the call is Johnny Domina into the box, cross-checking, and a power play for the Missouri State Bears here with 11:48 in the first period. Face-off to the right of Cordes. Bears win the draw. Shot from the point, stick the side wide. Picked up in the corner by the Cyclones and dumped all the way down into the Bear zone where chasing after it is Jonathan Schwartz. Schwartz behind the Bears net. Feeds it over along the near boards to Leslie. Leslie center ice over the Cyclones blue line. Around one defender, puck behind the net. Leslie still carrying it. Now he dumps behind the net. And it looks like we're going to have another penalty call on the Cyclones. So it's going to be a two-man advantage here for the Missouri State Bears. Going to the box for the Cyclones is Brian Halapa. So two-man advantage is going to be about a 30-second two-man advantage for the Missouri State Bears as Halapa goes into the box for high sticking. Face-off won by the Bears. Schmaltz carrying the puck in the far corner. Behind the goal line. Back up to the far circle. Moving the puck around now. Swinging over to the near side. Shot on net. Save. Stick the side and into the net. Quick shot there by Hume, but it was deflected by one of the Iowa State defenders and into the netting. So we'll have another face-off in the Iowa State zone. No score with the Bears on a power play, and they have 12 seconds left on their two-man advantage. Draw won by the Bears. Shot on net, blocked aside, picked up by the Bears. Schwartz trying to feed it over to Ranieri. Now circling behind the goal line is Leslie. Leslie over to Schwartz. Swinging it over to Hume. Back to Schwartz. Shot on net. Save. Stick the side. Rebound is loose. And the Cyclones are able to clear. Dump it down into the Bear zone. And still on the two-man advantage. Carrying the puck forward is Corte at center ice. Dumps it off to Leslie. Leslie into the Iowa State zone. Far point. Heavy hit there. And the puck stolen away. Sent down back into the Bears zone where Parker is able to stop it and feeds it over to the Bears. Corte unable to corral the loose puck, and now the puck's dumped back into the Bear zone where Parker stops it. Picking it up for the Bears is Himos. Himos scaring the center ice. Dumps it over to Leslie on the near boards. Circle back to Ellis at the point. Shot on net is blocked. Soft shot there, easy block and clear for the Cyclones. And now the two-man advantage is over, and we're down to 23 seconds left on the power play. Leslie carrying the puck forward. We have a stoppage of play, and now we're going to have a high stick call on the Missouri State Bears. So that'll nullify the rest of the power play for Missouri State. And then Iowa State will have their first power play at the conclusion of the next 20 seconds. So faceoff will now be in the Missouri State zone. The Bears were only really able to generate one quality scoring attempt on the two-man advantage, and most of the shots were stick to side or blocked by the defenseman. Faceoff to the left of Parker. Won by the Bears. Carrying it forward is Schwartz. Schwartz carrying it forward into the zone. Leslie at center ice for the Bears. And the puck is dumped into the Iowa State zone. Chasing after it for the Bears is Corte. Dumps it back to the puck. Puck is carried up behind the net. Clayton Janicki. Janicki carrying the puck for the Cyclones. Center ice, feeding Bunton. Bunton along the near boards into the Bears zone. Left point, Bunton. Left circle. Now trading places now is Bonvin. Bonvin shot, save or stick the side there. And going after it is Scheckmuth, Will Scheckmuth. Bonvin at the left point, over to the right point. Coming in, Scheckmuth, top shelf score! What a pretty goal. So that was some great puck movement there by Iowa State, point to point, and feeding it into number 41, Will Scheckmuth, and he was able to go backhand top shelf. We'll get a look at it here. Pretty goal. And Iowa State leads 1-0 here with 8:29 to go in the first period. So it's some great puck movement there. You had point-to-point play, and then you feed Scheckmuth, who was all alone, unattended on the right side of Parker, and he was able to bury a top-shelf backhander past Keith Parker for the early lead now for the Iowa State Cyclones. Play continues on now into the Bears zone. Centering attempt, unable to corral it was Scheckmuth, and the Missouri State Bears take it forward. Carrying the puck over is Mark Jones. Jones dumps it into the Cyclone zone, where it'll be chased after, and a heavy hit laid on there by Tyler Baumgarth. Puck still inside the Iowa State zone, having some troubles clearing, getting out of zone exit now. Carrying it forward, over to Donovan along the near boards. Dumps it in to the Missouri State zone behind the net, where it's picked up by Ranieri. Ranieri to Leslie. Leslie carrying it forward. Puck dumped into the zone. That was Michael Hume dumping it into the Cyclone zone, where the puck's now carried forward by Robin Bonvin. Bonvin at center ice. Almost going coast to coast. He's able to dump it in behind the net. Parker stops it there, where the puck's going to be picked up by Sarah Sabo. Pass going into Ranieri along the near circle. Unable to hold on. Puck taken away. Leslie fires a shot behind the net over the goalie's shoulder. Puck kept in play. Puck dumped in. Corday. Pass unable to connect from Sabo. Sabo to Corday. Now the puck's dumped back into the Iowa State zone. Picked up behind the net by John Filfus. Wishman. Now coming over is Gross. Alex Gross. And he is laid out with a check by Schwartz of the Bears. Heavy check there. So we've seen some big hits so far here in the first period. So something to watch out for here. The tight checking, tight quarters. Schwartz knocked down, picks up the puck, trying to feed Leslie. Leslie puck at the skates. Cordy moving in, right circle, shot and save. No rebound attempt given by Cordes, and he'll hold on with a face-off to his left. 1-0 here in the early going. We get a look at the replay of shot attempt. Cordes, and he's able to hold on and not give up the rebound. Face-off won by the Cyclones behind their net. Scrap there trying to carry the puck forward is Brian Halapa. Halapa rings it back around. Puck picked up by Clayton Janicki. Puck moved forward into the center ice zone. And a 2-on-1 attempt, shot, save. And no rebound given up by Parker, which was very fortunate because a 2-on-1 attempt. And that rebound would have been a dangerous situation for the Bears. However, Parker able to hold on. So we'll get a look at that. Unable to get the puck out of the zone. Lost puck, created a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Cyclones. All right, behind the Bears net, carrying it forward. Brian Bunton. Bunton. Far corner rung around where the puck's going to be picked up by Richard Ronan. Ronan circles behind the Bears net where the puck was taken away and moving it out to Beecham. Knocks the puck forward. Taken away is Halapa. Halapa moving it in, near circle. Shot was blocked and picked up by Jacob Keller. Keller having some problems getting out of the zone and coming back into it. A shot attempt, quick shot over the net. No save opportunity for Parker there as the shot was not on net. Cyclones continue to keep possession of the puck, however. Now the Bears steal it away. Pass attempt went wide for Mark Jones into the Cyclone zone. Cyclones regroup and carry it out over center ice into the Bears line. Puck dropped off. Quick shot and save, stick the side into the net. Quick shot attempt from Jeremy Zerzik. And Parker was able to glove that aside into the net, and we'll have a face-off. So here you see the shot attempt coming. Parker was able to stick that aside into the net to get the draw to his left, far circle inside the Missouri State Bears zone. Missouri State wins the draw. Center ice pass was unable to connect, and it'll go down as an icing call. So the puck will go all the way back into the Missouri State zone for another face-off. With 4:20 to go in the first period, Iowa State on top 1-0 against Missouri State Bears here in the MACHA playoffs. Face-off again won by Missouri State. Turning over to Ranieri nearboards. Was trying to make the feed over to Sean Leslie, unable to connect, and the Cyclones are able to pick it up. That's Jeremy Surzik behind the Cyclones goal line. Going after it now for the Cyclones is Nick Drought. Drought back over to Surzik. Surzik behind the net. Kept in at the point by the Bears, far point, and the Cyclones are eventually able to get it out of their zone temporarily. Corday tried to dump the puck into the Cyclone zone, unable to do so successfully. Cyclones pick up the puck, skating behind their own net. McGinty nearboards in their own zone. Carrying it over now is Gross. Alex Gross gets around one defender, gets around another. Backhand attempt goes between the goalie's legs and a score. What an individual effort there by Alex Gross. Get around two defenders and put the puck between the goalie's pads for the backhanded attempt. Here we get a look at the replay. Here, gets around one defender, second defender, backhander into the net. And we have a 2-0 lead now for Iowa State. What a great individual effort by Gross. Two to nothing now. Here, Iowa State with 3:27 to go in the first period. And an exciting goal there by Gross. Cyclones have the puck at center ice, and they dump it into the Bears zone where it's picked up by Schwartz of the Bears. Schwartz behind his own net, trying to feed it over to Leslie along the near boards, near corner. Back behind the net, chasing after it is Schwartz. Schwartz, far boards, tries to get behind one defender, unable to do so. Back out to the point for the Cyclones, shot wide of net. That was to the left of Parker, and Corday feeding Leslie. Back to Corday. Unable to connect, and now the Cyclones carried out of their own zone, the center ice. Feeding the puck over to Westman. Westman behind the Bears' net was able to put a quick shot on net where Parker was able to steer it aside. Clearing attempt was taken away by the Cyclones, dumped back into their zone where Corday picks it up for the Bears. Corday dumping it into the Cyclone zone where he'll go off for a line change. And the Bears will get some fresh players on the ice. Carrying it forward now for the Cyclones is Bunton. Bunton around one defender, tries to get a shot off in the slot area. It was sticked aside by Parker, and now the Bears will take control. Keller carrying it over to the near boards into the Cyclone zone. Trying to feed Bumgarth. Puck taken away by the Cyclones and carried out. Janicki dumps it into the Bears zone. And we're going to have a penalty call here. We got a little rough play along the far boards. We might have a roughing call now. And a power play opportunity for the Iowa State Cyclones. So going off for the penalty for the Missouri State Bears is Zach Schmidt. And the Cyclones will go back to the power play face-off to the right of Keith Parker in the Missouri State zone. On the draw for the Cyclones is going to be Johnny Domina. And the Cyclones are able to win the draw. Zerzik, near point. Gross, near circle. Side of the net opportunity. Now they're trading places. Scherzer, center shot, stick to side. Rebound taken control of by the Cyclones. Gross. Over to Bonina. Scherzer. Near puck. Bonvin. Scherzer. And the puck taken away by the Missouri State Bears, dumped back into the Iowa State zone. And the Bears will get a fresh set of penalty killers. Wishman carrying it into the near boards into the Missouri State zone. Pass shot on net, quick save. Almost a rebound opportunity, but Parker was able to cover it up. So a loose change there for a minute, but there was no Iowa State player in sight to pick up the rebound. And Parker eventually was able to freeze and hold on. He'll have a face-off to his left. You have a minute 13 left on the power play for the Cyclones. Far point on far boards. Back to the far point for the Cyclones. Or to Bonvin. Bonvin near point. Along the near circle now. Back to Bonvin. Bonvin at the blue line. Tried to ring it around, a little miscommunication there, and we almost had a shorthanded attempt for Leslie, but the Cyclones were able to recover. Atkins tried to get a shot on net. It was blocked, unable to get through. Now the puck's in the corner, and the Bears are able to clear. Janicki going after it for the Cyclones. With just under 30 seconds to go here in the first period. Cyclones leading 2-0. Carrying the puck back in for the Cyclones, looking for a centering opportunity. Clayton Janicki. Over to Bonvin. Bonvin's shot was sticked aside by Parker. On the far boards. Puck behind the net. Bonvin. Bonvin back behind the net. Centering opportunity and a quick shot and save. That shot attempt was by John Philfis. He had a couple cracks at it. The second shot was not very hard softened, and Parker was able to hold on and freeze. With just over a second left on the clock here in the first period. 2-0 Iowa State Cyclones. Draw is going to be to the left of Parker. And as soon as this puck's dropped, the whistle will blow, the horn will sound. And that's the end of our first period here in Peoria with the Mid-America Collegiate Hockey Association playoffs for the Silver Division, and Iowa State leads the Missouri State Bears 2-0 after one period of play. Some exciting action that took place here. We had a couple nice goals. We're going to take a look at them here. This is the first, that's our save attempt there that we're looking at. So 2-0. Most of the play was in the Missouri State zone. Parker was standing strong for most of the game. However, there was a couple nice unimpeded opportunities for the Iowa State Cyclones, and they were able to capitalize, especially that individual effort by Alex Gross to give the 2-goal lead for the Iowa State Cyclones. So after one period of play here in the Owens Center, the Iowa State Cyclones 2, the Missouri State Bears 0, and we'll be back for second period hockey after this break here on SportsTownChicago.com.
Out of all the schools I applied to, Illinois Media School was the first to personally guide me through the financial aid process. Not only did the school offer classes in my field, but hands-on experience with all of today's modern broadcasting equipment. Illinois Media